Hello, and welcome to Myra's Crafting Playground. Today is day, oh my gosh, when you're retired, you just don't look at the calendar, but I think it's day 8. It's Monday anyway, and I think it's December the 8th. I'm not sure. I could turn off my video and start all over and check the date, but I'm going to go with it's Monday, and I think it's December the 8th. So, anyhow, I have a lovely card for you this evening. Nothing too crazy. It's a little bit subdued, even, I might say. And so it's just a simple card. This is our little card. It says, "May the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship." And it's just, about family and friends in that time of year. It has a little bit of a starry background. I have a layer of vellum here with some snowflakes die cut out of it, and the verse. And I'm going to tell you, I actually used glue to put the vellum onto the backdrop, and the glue was literally just on the stitched edge all the way around. And then here in the snowflake, where the peaks come together, there's a bit of glue under there. But I tell you, I could add some more sequins, but I'm thinking there's 3 of them there. There you go. You can see them there. They're simple and not too complicated, and it's just a simple card. Nothing too crazy. As a matter of fact, could be just a winter card, thinking of you, birthday. It doesn't even have to be Christmas. It's just got that starry background. When I started this, I was kind of looking at the arches, and I thought, well, I want to do a doorway or a window, and what could be outside the window? And anyway, we ended up with this. So this is from the Paper Pack Peaceful Garden. There's a lot of Secret Sea in the Peaceful Garden, so where it looks kind of navy but not quite, because I've used black as the matting both on the window and back here, so you can see that it's not black, but it's darker than our Night of Navy color. So it's Secret Sea, and the ribbon is Secret Sea as well. So, and then there's the vellum, and the other pattern paper is also from the same Paper Pack, and then, of course, so we've used the Peaceful Garden paper. Just share what else I've used. In our Snowflake Kisses bundle, I used, to get those snowflakes punched out of the archway, I used this corner die that comes in the bundle. So I had a square piece of vellum, I cut out the corner, and then I used the arch die to recut the vellum after my snowflakes were cut out. So that's how I got the perfectly arched vellum piece there. So I did it 2 times. I'm sure you could do it opposite too, cut out the arch first and then cut out the snowflakes. It was just easier to align because that's a right angle die. It was just easier to align it in the square corner when it was still square. Then the verses also from the Snowflake Kisses set, and the label is from our traditional labels set. This set comes with a variety of verses, and then there are labels, and so mine are sort of falling all over the place, but there are some labels inside to cut out the verses that are on this set, but that one just happened to fit the one that I liked from the Snowflake Kisses set. And I've closed it up, ooh, sorry, without putting the stamp set back inside. Okay, so, and as I've mentioned, I've used our Everyday Arches die sets to cut out the 2 windows. So I have pre-cut a lot of things because, you know me, I don't want to go over 30 minutes, and sometimes I talk a little bit. And I have pre-stamped our label. So I think everything's cut and ready to go. Oh, I did forget to show you the Secret Sea ribbon, which is just a little bit semi-sheer, but it's a little bit thicker. There's another Secret Sea ribbon that we have that's a little bit softer. This one's more along the linen. It's a bit thicker, but it's still not difficult to cut my bows, so I quite enjoyed it. And it is just called a Secret Sea. Oh, pardon me, faux linen ribbon. So when I said it felt like linen, faux linen, I stand corrected. Okay, so let's go down to the table. Oh, and I used the sequins from the traditional sequins bundle again. I love those sequins. I have so many. You're going to see them all year round because I just love them. But anyhow. Okay, let's go down to the table here. Ooh. I am... Aha. There was a metallic paper clip that was grabbing onto my table. All right, so let's just slip this in a bit. So there's our card. Where's the best place for it that you can see it while I still do this? Orange is not a good color under here, is it? I am going to have to change that. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can just grab a piece of paper, anything that has a bit of a darker background. So this is the sheet of paper that I used for my arch window. So I'll just slide that under here. Maybe that'll be more, again, not brilliant. I have to work on my lighting. Okay, so we'll put this card to the side so you can see it. Does that work? Yeah, it's kind of there. Okay. And we'll get started. So we don't have too many pieces here. It's all really quite simple. So there's our card base. Now I didn't do anything in my card base because, like I said, this card could very easily be transformed from Christmas, birthday, or thinking of you, depending what you put inside. So I'm not going to worry too much about the inside at this time. So I'm just going to start by putting things together. I like to eliminate a lot of the big obvious pieces, just so that you know what you're working with, especially if you have to get down to fiddly bits. So let's just go here. Not a total fan of this Stampin' Seal. I think I mentioned that the other day. I'm much better with the tear and tape. I like that. Just what I'm used to, but I thought, you know, some people like that Stampin' Seal. I used to love a roller type tape before, and I sort of gave up on that, but anyhow. Okay, so I'm just going to find a spot for the ribbon. I think I sort of went a third up. I never measure these things. I'm kind of an eyeballer. I'm just going to grab a couple of glue dots, and like I said before, you can use Scotch tape or anything to glue your ribbon down. I'm just using glue dots because I have them, but truly a piece of Scotch tape would do just fine and is far less expensive. Oh my goodness, somebody's driving by the house. Radio is full bass. Maybe not driving by the house, maybe stopping in front of the house. Holy. Okay. Anyhow, so what I've done is I've put my two card mats together, my designer paper along with my black mat, and I've added my ribbon. And at this point, I could pretty much put this down on my card base as well. So we're just going to go here, hop over the ribbon. Whoops. All right. just going to get over it a little bit to eyeball that in the center. My card is a bit up. Slowly moving back up to my craft space from my dining room. Okay, so we've got our card base all together. So that's done. Now it's just kind of the finicky stuff. So here we go. There's our finicky stuff. So there's our piece of vellum. So it's cut out, the snowflakes are removed, and it looks kind of jiggity-jaggedy, but the label will probably cover this end, so it's really only this top part that could potentially cause some problem, like catching, you know, because it's so many little pieces here. So that's why I glued it down. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to attach my pieces together, because again, eliminating pieces, that's always the name of the game. Makes it easier. You don't get lost in what you're doing. So, woo! All right. So this is just meant to, this was my window piece. Okay. And then I'm going to take, I have some fine tip glue here. Stampin' Up! Does sell a fine tip glue, which last I checked they were out of stock temporarily, so hopefully that'll be coming back soon. I can't tell you, I have not checked today, so I don't know if I'm lying at this point, but I have this other fine tip glue. And you can also buy bottles, like I know the Tombow comes in just a regular applicator tip, but you can also buy small bottles where you can transfer your glue, and then it too would be in a fine tip, and hopefully the Tombow would be loose enough to pass through the fine tip. But like I said, Stampin' Up! Does have a specific fine tip glue jar, which is great to have. So I've just run along the edge, and I know that I put glue in a spot where I didn't need it. Whoopsie. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll pick it up with my finger. This glue does dry clear, so that is an advantage. So I'm just going to press this down, and where I didn't need the glue, I'm going to just pick it up with my finger. Not very technical, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to hold it a minute just because I noticed when I was working with it downstairs, the vellum took a moment to catch. So I'm going to sit here with my hands. Just fold it, just like that. But, okay, you could use a acrylic block or anything you had on hand to let it set for the moment. I see a piece has gone AWOL over here. I'm just going to snip it off because I can't imagine where it belongs. Okay, now see these here? Once the label goes on, most of that is covered, but up here, not so much. They're still kind of sticking upward and can catch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little dabble-do-ya underneath each of the points. I'm just putting it directly onto the DSP, and then I'll push down onto the points after. So we're just going to hold that down. And I didn't know how talented I was with my hand-eye coordination of getting that pin in the bottle so that it didn't dry out. Okay, so I'm just giving it a minute again. Otherwise, all the other sides are good. So that's it. Nothing complicated. I know vellum is scary because you see everything through the vellum, but honest to goodness, call me a liar if you want to, but I do not see any of my glue blobbies around the edge. Now let's see if I can show you that in the reflection anywhere. No glue blobbies.
No glue blobbies.
All right. So I have decided to pop this piece up, so I am going to grab my dimensionals and just stick a couple in the corners. It's an arch, so they don't have top corners, but you know, I just kind of made some corners. And okay, then bringing my card base back in here, I'm just going to add that where I think it would be good. Line it up with the stars on the bottom there. I'm going to take my verse and I'm going to pop that up as well. So I got a little bit of a double pop. I'm not going to put these all the way to the edge because the edge hangs over a bit on my archway. So I'll just hang that over, or pardon me, put them a little bit tucked in. Oh my goodness, I don't know if you can hear that bass outside, but holy Hannah, annoying. Okay, and I'm going to bring this so it's sort of centered on my ribbon. Probably might have preferred to have my ribbon a bit higher, but I didn't. And yikes. Did I? Okay, come on. A little bit crooked. Little bit crooked, a little bit of surgery there. Did you see that surgery? But we're all good now. What do you think? Okay, so we're going to add on that ribbon. And this one I left the ties a little bit long. I might trim that afterwards, but for now I'm just going to add some more glue dots onto the back of the ribbon. That's usually how I secure most of my ribbon, is with glue dots. And depending how big the ribbon is, how delicate the ribbon is. Ooh. Oh dear, I've got a mess under here. All right. Is depending how many glue dots you put on. So this time I'm just going to put on 3, just because I want this to stay on, and it's quite a, like I said, it's just not a very flexible ribbon. I don't know, it's a little bit stiff. Let's put it that way, a little bit stiff. So I'm just going to pop that on the side here, and I actually put it right on my label, and those might need a little bit of trimming afterwards, but that's okay. And just to add some brightness to this card, I brought out my traditional sequins, and I am just going to throw a couple of nice blue ones on top of my card here, always working in odd numbers to try and catch the eye. So threw 3 of them on there, and there you have it. May the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. So let me just, I'll move that up a bit here and sort of let you get a look at that without me. And there you have it. Today's card. I believe it's December the 8th. I'm going to double check on that, but I think it is. Oh my goodness, that's so horrible. Anyway, have yourself a lovely evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for what I think is day 9. Talk to you soon. Bye now.